Broadway who claims to have solved one of science's greatest mysteries. Why are men and women so different? Rob Becker happens to be a comedian, not a scientist. But no matter, he's done his research. In his one-man show, the longest-running comedy on Broadway, he lays out his hypothesis. Men and women are different because millions of years ago, men became specialized for one kind of behavior and women for another.
Did you know in the cave times we had different jobs? Men were hunters and women were gatherers. Makes sense to me why we would evolve with different instincts. Hunter. Think of a hunter like this. A hunter is someone who concentrates on his prey to the exclusion of everything else in the whole wide world until it's dead. Men are great at that. There are some drawbacks. That's why a guy has to turn down the radio when he gets lost.
Rob Becker is not the only one with a theory about men and women.
Scientists are spending zillions of dollars trying to find out if men and women are different. Yeah, it's come to that. Of course, I've known this all my life. So have you. In fact, I think it goes all the way back to the caveman. All right, and the cave woman too. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see what the scientists have to say.
This is really incredible. Look at this. Here's the hemisphere.
Last year at Yale University, doctors Sally and Bennett Shaywitz stumbled onto something they weren't even looking for.
We're looking here at the hemisphere by gender effects. And look at that. Look at that remarkable,
really significant
difference.
Hey.
The man on the right.
The Shaywitzes were hunting for the part of the brain responsible for the reading disorder called dyslexia. They were using magnetic resonance imaging to record brain activity as men and women performed simple rhyming tests. Much to their amazement, the pictures kept coming back the same. When the men spoke, they used only one side of their brain, and when the women spoke, they used both sides. The Shaywitzes' findings created an international sensation. For the first time, the world had visual proof that men's and women's brains work differently. But still, no one knows why. Researchers have confirmed some definite physical differences. Men have a slightly heavier brain, women slightly smaller. And some scientists believe the bundle of fibers that connects the two halves of the brain is wider in the female brain than in the male. But do our brains look different because we use them differently? Or have our brains grown different over millions of years of evolution? In other words, is it nurture or nature that explains the differences between male and female brains? Perhaps the answer lies far back in prehistoric times, suggests anthropologist Helen Fisher.
In every single hunting and gathering societies that anthropologists know about, men and women do very different jobs. Women were doing their gathering, and women were rearing the very small children. Men were doing much more hunting and the protecting of the group.
But how could the gathering habits of early women, like those collecting grain in this cave painting, possibly explain women's behavior today?
If you're a gatherer, you can't get locked into one thing. You have to notice everything, all at once, especially colors. You have to be able to tell if things are ripe. It's a process of wandering, noticing, picking, and filling your basket. Shopping.
Okay, but the men were hunters. Does that explain male behavior?
Well, explains why we shop so different. I don't shop. No, you can't call it that. What I do is if a shirt wears out, I hunt down a new shirt. Me want shirt. Shirt. Shirt dead now. Me go watch TV.
Really, that's quite similar to setting out on the grasslands of Africa in order to kill a deer, getting the deer, and bringing it on home.
So according to this survival of the fittest theory, women who were the best gatherers survived to pass their genes on to succeeding generations, ensuring that women today still have a strong instinct to gather. And among men, so the theory goes, it was the best hunters whose genes were passed down. So today, the male brain still retains a strong instinct to hunt.
Men like the remote control. You know what we're doing with it? Hunting. Stand back! I'm killing channels. I don't. I just want them off my TV.